By the end of this video, you're going to have the secrets of playing lockdown defense in Madden 26. And the things I'm about to show you are proven strategies that the best players in the world use and that I use to teach thousands over victoryformation.gg and get this channel to over 3.6 million views. So you can trust the things that I'm about to show you can be actually applied to real games. I'm not some random tips YouTuber. Don't worry, the tips are going to get better throughout the video. So I'd recommend that you stick around throughout the entire thing. I wouldn't want you to lose games in your Super Bowl because you didn't watch the full video. Let's jump right into it. Alright, so in this first step, I'm going to show you how to stop all three options of these toxic, super annoying RPOs. So all we're going to do is, this is going to be an RPO bubble, which is going to be the most popular RPO that you're going to play against. But all you're going to do is you're going to move Honeycomb right here, this outside linebacker, and move him over just to about right there. That should do. Then you're going to put him in a hard flat. So you're going to press D-pad to the right twice. Then you're going to press A, and then you're going to put him in a hard flat. Again, I would make sure that you have your zone or your flats on default here. And then you can do whatever you want the rest of the play. You could man up the bubble too if you wanted to. I mean, that could help you, especially if you know it's an RPO. But again, making sure you're pass committing, so press RB and then flick the right stick up. And so then all you're gonna see, we're just gonna take this and look at Honeycomb right there, perfect position. You gain no yards, pick up a yard, RPO's bag. Now, what you can also do is, hold on, let's actually look at the replay because I want to show you that even if you just man up the guy, you can see he's going to get blocked. That's why when people comment or people say just man up the bubble, that's not how this game works. The blockers are designed to be able to block a guy that's standing right in front of them, and so that's exactly what they do. But Honeycomb, the linebacker, him being in a hard flat tells him, okay, go guard the flat, but then being pass committed tells him don't even look at the run. And so, but if you move him even further over, now he's going to be in an even better position, right? So set up the same defense. So again, just like this, manned up, and then making sure again you're pass committing your defense, and so boom, you're gonna see it again. Honeycomb right there, easy. I mean, he was right there, and then Ramsey was also there because there are some times where manning him up gets the job done because you can see Ramsey defeats the blocks and gets there, but you don't want to bank on your guys defeating blocks. You really just want to have Honeycomb right there to make this. You're probably going to intercepted this pass when you really look at it if you would have dove. But that's why having safeties there can help. But then also there's a run aspect that you have to worry about. So that's what we're going to talk about right here because, if you can't stop the run, who's going to ever throw the bubble, right? So boom. And so like I said, the tips are going to get better throughout the video, so make sure you hit subscribe and continue watching. But if we're going to stop this run here, all we're going to do, loop around, and you can see I'm right there, make that play, hit stick that guy. I have two controllers, but you just got to loop around and tackle the guy. It's pretty easy, especially when you just have an inside zone. You can see I'm far enough back away from the offensive line to where they're not going to recognize me, and all I'm going to do is just loop around and make this play. You can see the guard tries to make that play, but he's just late. You just press A like I didn't do right there, and that's taken away. And then also someone commented that the quarterback is an option. Well, you can see you just have your option defense, good integrity here by TJ Watt. Make sure no one's gonna keep the ball with their quarterback, and so then everything's taken away. They have nowhere to run. You can see bubbles taken away, quarterback runs taken away, and the run to their running backs taken away. So that's the perfect way to stop RPOs here in Madden 26. Alright, so next I'm going to show you how to run the best blitz defense in the game. And again, I said concept, so you can do this out of a lot of different defenses. Here's how it works. This is actually from nickel 2-4. You can run this from any formation that is the Texas Foreman custom stunt. Nickel wide's a good option for you. Nickel single mug, as we talked about. But here we go. We're just going to take this snap, and you're just going to see where they have pass protection right here where they're blocking their running back, really. So sometimes that running back's going to pick it up. But I also did talk about the nickel wide defense where they can't set pass protection. In a previous video, the card will be at the top right of the screen. But you can just see how TJ Watt's going to loop in free right here because the guard's not going to recognize him, and then it's going to force their running back to have to step up. So again, spread that defensive line. You want to pass commit your defense, and it really doesn't matter what they do. They can send 5 out, they can block their running back. All you got to do hover, boom, right there, and then you're able to see, just get that penetration, Highsmith. And again, we've seen this blitz a million times. Go watch some of my other breakdowns of these blitzes here, YouTube shorts, whatever it is. You can go watch those videos as well for further proof that this is the best blitz defense in the game, if you don't already believe me. But boom, you see right there, I mean, just easy. Watt comes in free, running back has, if they block their running back has to step up, try to block the guy, and then running backs can't block defensive linemen in this game, as we know, so quarterback's down in a hurry. And again, normally this blitz actually can just walk in the backfield completely free, and you don't have to worry about anything at all. But yeah, that's the best blitz. It's pretty simple. All you're doing using that Texas 4-man custom stunt, you're going to spread your defensive line, and you're going to pass commit, and you're screaming after the quarterback instantly. Alright, so next I'm going to show you the best method to shut down seam passes here in Madden 26. What you're going to see is I have my safety depth on default right here, and so we're just going to come into any cover 3 base play, and so what you're going to see is these seams are going to be wide open. So we're just going to block, and boom, look at that, seams wide open. Safety is not anywhere close to being in position to stop that guy. Put our tight end on a streak, put our running back on a flat, boom, take the snap, boom, right there, just throw that ball right up the seam. That guy looks like Vernon Davis. But just throw that ball right up the seam every time, right? It's so easy. And so it really has a lot to do with the safety depth. All you're going to do, come into here, press the right stick in, you're going to put your, you can leave these on, but you're going to put your safety depth on close, right? All right, so here we go. You're calling a cover 4 base play now. You have your safety depth on close, and so you're going to see them call just the same route combination, shriek, flat, a bunch of seams on the field, and now you can see, boom, that's just an easy interception. Juan Thornhill, breaks on that pass and picks it off. And honestly, it really is that simple. Again, you're going to just do the same thing. We're going to look to the other side this time. All right, so we're just going to take the snap, call the same route combination, look to the other side, and I've called this 3 straight times, and 25 has gotten agged every time, bro. What am I watching, dude? Ags in this game are actually crazy. All right, we're going to take it, and we're just going to look. I mean, finally breaks up the pass. My goodness. But you can see that's textbook defense at defending those seams. So like I said, there's another way that I also like to do it, and this time we're going to come into this same cover 3 defense, and they're going to call the same play. But all this time you're going to do is you're just going to move your hooks further back. So you're going to use the custom zones feature. So you're going to press, or just go to the quick adjustments menu to your linebacker. So D-pad to the right twice, press X or A, hold LB, and then you're just going to move your hooks further back. So if we try to throw this same pass right here on this left side, well, now you can see there's just a hook dropping right into that area, and you're right there. Make that play. I mean, these dudes are just terrible right now. And this game needs a patch so bad, bro. Like, it's getting out of control now. It was pretty decent at launch, but now, I mean, like, what is this, EA? So yeah, that's how I would go about stopping those seam passes in this game. Really just utilizing cover 4 defense and putting your safety depth on close. Alright, so next I'm going to show you how to have great run defense by shooting gaps and having good discipline. Alright, so what's good pass defense if you can't stop the run, right? So this tip is going to be talking about run defense in this game. So all we're going to do is they're just going to call base from trips, and we're just going to do the same thing we always do, man. We're just going to loop around that offensive line, force them to cut back. That's really the main thing. But also it's about reading it, because you can see, let's see if we can get it right here. Sometimes you just need to play on the back side of the play. Like right there's a great example of that. If you see the offensive line just sucks on that play and they just let your guys come in free, well, now just stay on the back side of the play in case they cut back. Sometimes you need to force them to cut back, and then sometimes you need to actually like stay back and make sure they don't cut back. Because you see right here, our linebackers, our defensive line make this pretty challenging for them to have anywhere to run. Patrick Queen destroys 15 on this play. Boom, come up, make that tackle. But then you can also see my user with Honeycomb right here if they want to take this cutback lane in between these two double teams, we're right there to bring them down. And a lot of the time, people are going to try to cut back. You know, a lot of people get cutback happy, and so that's where a lot of the big runs come from, is the cutback, as you would expect. But if you're able to properly, you know, take those cutbacks away, that's going to serve in your best interest. So right here, I'm just on the front side of this play, and I want to come up and make that tackle. That's a great example of it. So it's all about reading it. And obviously there are other runs in this game, like counters, which we'll go through next. But you can just see right here, off the line, completely clueless. 76 has no idea where I am, where he should be. Someone go get that guy a map. But I mean, it's just pretty consistent in this game, where the offensive line against the run is just not good. And really, regardless of what people tell you, bro, the offensive line just isn't that good in this game as far as run blocking. They can do other things. You know, they can pass block at times, but run blocking, not really their best ability, because it's so complicated, right? So obviously you're also going to have to stop the run from under center. So right here, they're going to call a counter run. And these aren't the easiest to like shoot in the backfield, but all you have to do is kind of read the play, right? This time I kind of needed to get on the front side of that play. And that's what happens when you don't shoot a gap properly. You know, when you're out of position, you know, they probably could have ripped that one off for 30, 40 yards if they wanted to. But right here, do a better job. Blow that play up. Sometimes you're going to be able to shoot the gap, but sometimes you're just going to occupy one of the linemen and then let one of your other AI defenders kind of fill in the gaps where they need to. But boom, I'm going to try to come down, and now it's a party in the backfield. So with the other runs that aren't like inside zone, 0-1 trap, like your stretches or your counters, for example, they're harder to shoot, but it's still the same concept. Just run to where the run, just follow the ball or stop the cutback. Just reading where your defenders are and what they are doing. So boom, to go through it again right here. That time I'm in the backfield with my user, because you see the running back being patient and he doesn't really know where he wants to go. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna step in here and fill this gap. You see the gap, you take it, right? You also could get further outside on this play too, you know, in case you wanted to take that lane. But you can see if we just, you know, take the shortest path to the ball, sometimes that's really the best pass. So it's all about control and discipline in the run game. You want to make sure that you're not allowing a bunch of cutback lanes. You're also not missing gaps, right, where they just have a huge hole to run through a gap and you didn't fill it, because that's what happens sometimes, where they have one gap that they can choose to run through that's open, and you have to be able to fill it with your user so that there's nowhere for them to go. But that's really how I like to stop the run. You know, it kind of goes hand in hand with the first tip we talked about, RPO defense, but stopping the run pretty easy as long as you have a disciplined user that knows where you want to be. All right, so next I'm going to show you how to instantly improve your pass defense by using switch stick. How you can get better with switch stick. So all you're gonna see is they're gonna have this play called just a corner route, right? And so what we're gonna do is we're going to put a hard flat, for example, on this side. So if they call this route combination right here on the right side, you know, all they're gonna really have to do, take the snap, and that corner route's gonna be wide open on the sideline. Easy possession catch, rat catch, whatever you really want to do on that play, right? And that's going to be a problem, because you also see if we put, like, for example, a cloud flat on the field. Well, if you put a cloud flat, he's going to guard nothing, right? This guy, default cloud flat against this route combination, isn't going to guard anything. So really what you have to make sure that you're doing is either zone stemming him further up the field, so right there. So now he's going to guard the corner route. Boom, you can see he's going to drop back, guard that corner, but what's open? That table route, right? And so there has to be BLT. There's got to be a way where I can take away both these routes, right? And I won't lie to you, it's tough, but the switch stick is the best way that you can do it, as far as only having one defender on that side. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take the snap for them on offense. We're going to switch stick and then bait them, right? And so now, right, when you come down and you come down like I did right there, and then you're going to come back up it's called the side switch stick. So all I did right there was flick my right stick to the right. So let's see, I had the camera on, so I did, this is the right stick. So I flicked it, well, that would be, y'all are seeing it backwards, but you're gonna flick it to the right. And so what this is gonna do is, but you have to make sure you don't flick it to the right every time. You're flicking it to the direction of the player that you want to switch onto based on where you are. So right here, I'm on honeycomb. I know Joey Porter's to my right. That's why I flicked it to the right. And so then I come down to guard Kenneth Walker, and then I flick it, and then and then I run back up to bait them. Now, a good offensive player, right? Although the pocket was kind of murky right here, they're gonna read it and probably throw the table out right here, right? So, it's kind of like, it's good, but it's not really amazing to be able to stop this specific route combination. It'll work against a lot of people that you play against, where you just side switch. But what I will say, there's a better way to do it, and with only having 2 defenders on the field or on that side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just have my cloud flat, and I'm just gonna let them call this route combination. I'm gonna come down, and then I'm gonna flick back up onto Elliott now, and you can see how now I'm able to take away both of those routes. The key though is to not give away your switch stick too early on the play. That's a problem, right? And I didn't do that right there, which is good. But you can see I'm on honeycomb. I flick it right to get into Joey Porter. So now I'm on Joey Porter. Now I want to come down, take away this. Boom, right? So now someone's eyes, when they're on offense, they're going to say, okay, now I want to get back up to the corner. Excuse me, I want to get back up to the corner. That's really what I want to throw now. I set this route combo up. This is what I want to go to. So what you're going to see though is, okay, now I'm going to switch stick onto another guy. I actually switch stick onto the wrong guy, and so that's why switch stick is so high risk, high reward, because I didn't get on the right guy. And they could probably throw this corner out right here or right here, if they wanted it, right? But then I'm able to, flick it to the right again, up and to the right that time to get onto 25. And so then I'm able to come down and take this away. And you can see I gave this up if they want to throw it. But where's the quarterback? Right here, right here. They could certainly make this throw, right here, boom. It takes a good offensive player who's anticipating the switch stick to be able to make that read. But if you're trying to stop the corner out, that's good. So that's good defense. But again, only having 2 defenders means that one of the routes pretty much is going to be left open. They're calling 3 different routes to 3 different areas, and you only have 2 defenders. So although to stop a flood concept, switch stick isn't my favorite way to do it, that's how you can use switch stick, and it's also applicable in other situations as well. But if you get caught off guard with the route combination like a flood concept and you need to take it away, you only have 2 defenders on that side, use a slide switch to take away the flat route with your flat zone defender, and then get right back up to a safety so you can maybe take away their corner route. But again, you don't want to do it too early. You want to do it when they're under duress already. The best switch stick players and the most interceptions from switch stick come when the quarterback's under duress already and they need to get rid of the ball to who they thought was wide open, and then you're able to break on it. So that's how I use switch stick. Everyone uses it, and it's going to take your defense to another level. Alright, I promised the tips would get better throughout the video, so this is the 6th tip, and we're talking about the secret to playing lockdown man coverage in Madden 26 using the new route commit feature. This is very important, so this is how you're going to make your man coverage way better. So all we're going to do is we're going to press this is probably best when you press your defense. Again, make sure you have good enough corners, but traditionally before Madden 26 and College Football 26, you could only do this. You could only shade your coverage inside or shade outside. So right here we're shaded inside, and so what you're gonna see is this is good, right? We're gonna shade inside, but if they go ahead call, I don't know, we're shaded inside. So Ramsey, he's manned up on Y right here, so he doesn't have good leverage. So if we call 2 drags right here, boom, you're gonna see, you can see one of them gets open actually on this play. So again, those guys, they don't have great leverage. The guys guarding the tight ends, right? The guys guarding the receivers, they're pressing them, and they have good leverage. They absolutely strap up right here. I think this is Slay, so he does a great job. And then also right here guarding this tight end, Joey Porter does a great job. But these guys that don't have great leverage already on this play, they get bumped also, so it's just not really great for you. So, you really need to add another layer into your man coverage, and that's where the route commit comes in. So we're going to call call a cover zero blitz right here. We're gonna press our defense. We're going to shade our coverage. You normally want to probably shade inside, and then what you're gonna do, you're gonna do this for every single pass catcher. You're gonna go to Cooper Kupp, so press Y, A, X, and then you're gonna route commit outside, because you're now shaded inside, so your body position is inside. So a lot of the time that means you're not going to get beat to the inside, because you're already inside of the guy, right? You know, so that's probably not going to happen. It can happen, but you know, with good route running, but it doesn't normally happen, especially when you're using like the Steelers, who have great man coverage corners. Not a problem for us. So, and then we're going to route commit outside, because if Cooper Kupp runs a corner route, the route commit is going to override that pretty much. And so, you know, again, when you have good corners, it's going to just play in your factor, boost the probability that your man coverage straps that corner route up, because you're route committed in the correct direction. EA wants to reward you for that. But if he runs like a dig, since you're shaded inside, even though you route committed the wrong direction, your ratings, you know, are going to really make up the difference, and he's probably still not going to get open. So again, I said you want to do this for every single guy, and that is true. You do want to do it for every single guy. I'm not going to do it right here because I just want to show you guys. But again, to make it like foolproof, you want to do it for all the guys. You want to probably shade inside, route commit outside. Or, I mean, you could do it vice versa. It just depends on what you think the guy's going to run. So right here, he's going to run a corner route. And you're just going to see, I mean, Slay, I mean, you tell me, he just ran that route for Cooper Kupp, right in his hip pocket, you know, making sure that he gets a good press animation on this guy, and then boom, he makes his cut. I mean, no separation created at all, and, you know, quarterback's down on the ground before we can even, you know, really make that throw. Literally no chance. So, again, we're going to run it again, and I'm going to set it up the same way. So we're just going to call cover zero, we're going to press, we're going to shade inside, and then we're going to still route commit outside. Now, if you know someone's running a dig, or you know they're running a corner route, shade the same way that you route commit. So, right, for example, if I knew he was running a corner route, I would shade outside and I would route commit outside to make sure pretty much that guy doesn't get open. But really, if you don't know what they're calling, which is going to be most of the time, you know, you want to do it opposite ways to cover your butt both ways. So boom, we're going to call cover zero once again, committed outside. Let's see what happens. Yeah, perfect. And I want to really zoom in on that instant replay for you guys, because this is the key. This really is the key. So boom, Cooper Kupp's gonna run his route, right? You can see he, you know, is above the guy, but he's running a dig, so it doesn't even matter. But you're gonna see what happens. Boom. This is really the key moment where Slay, he's route committed outside. So he's looking for Cooper Kupp to run this, he's looking for him to run this corner route. But you can see he kind of slips right here, but he's still able to recover and guard this because he's already inside of him. If he was outside of him, this slip would have been over. Cooper Kupp would have been open. Well, now since, you know, he's shaded inside already, that slip doesn't matter, and we're able to just strap up and play perfect defense. It's really why this route commit in, you know, a capsule and a crystal ball for you guys, that's why it's so good. Because you can still route commit the wrong direction in this game, and as long as you're shaded that way, you know, you're able to play still really good man coverage and take everything away. So that's why I recommend adding this to your defensive repertoire. Know about it, because you need to be able to counter it on offense. Comment route commit down below if you want to see me talk about the best way to counter the route commit in like the same style video for offense here in Madden 26. But that's really key, making sure that you're using the route commit to make your defense a lot better, especially your man coverage. Alright, so shout out to those of you who made it all the way to the end of the video. The best tip, the last tip, is going to be how you can stop corner routes. A question that everyone always has. We're going to show off the best way to shut them down every time, regardless of the type of corner route they call. Now we're going to talk about the foolproof way that I like to stop corner routes here in this game. So all we're going to do, and like I said, the tips are going to get better throughout the video, and this is one of the better ones. So you're going to see we're going to have a soft squat out here on the field. Boom. Or really, we're going to hot route him to a soft squat. So now you're going to see they're going to call a corner out, right? And so yeah, this is just going to be the route combination.
just pretty much a flood concept. So all we're doing, I just showed you, I had my zone drops on default. So make sure they're all on default so that you have your match coverage turned on. All we're gonna do, man up honeycomb onto the running back right here. And so now what's gonna happen is your soft squad is going to absolutely guard this corner out like he's his own man, right? Boom. Completely taken away, nowhere to go for the offense. And actually, we talked about this on victoryformation.gg last week. You know, go check that out. We updated the lab, how to stop corner routes with this soft squad adjustment. Use code BLT for 20% off. But you can see just perfect. And the reason why this works, pretty simple, okay? So it's called guard the pull to stop the primary. It was the same thing if you played Madden 22 to stop wheel routes. You man up the flat, and then your zone's gonna guard the wheel. This is the same thing. You man up the flat route, right? Boom, you man it up, and now your soft squad is gonna guard the corner route because he knows, hey, there's someone else guarding this flat. I don't need to worry about it anymore. And so now all I have to do is worry about this corner route. Boom. Okay, so now it's easy. It works against every single corner route in this game, right? If they want to call a double corner route, they want to call stem down corner routes, it doesn't matter. The only thing is, if you're going to run cover 2, make sure you have the seam guarded a little bit better, right? So all I would do is probably switch tick onto this top safety and take away this 18 seam streak. Make sure that's not open. But as far as stopping the corner routes, it's easy defense, right? So if they're going to go ahead and stem this corner route down, although people don't normally run stem down corner routes from the tight end, but they're going to stem this corner out all the way down. They're going to call the same route combination. Again, it's going to be the same thing for us. Put B in a soft squat, man up the running back, boom. And so then all you're going to see is we're going to go ahead and take this snap on offense, and boom, corner out once again, completely taken away. This time, Joey Porter understands, okay, this guy makes his cut even earlier, so I got to be even more in tune with guarding this corner out. And he turns perfectly. It's like he's now playing man coverage on it. So boom, quarterback tries to make that throw. I mean, he's under significant pressure already because you have a great defensive line. But boom, this route's taken away, he's manned up, and so then boom, they can't throw this corner route because we have our soft squad on the field. So it's very simple. Guard the pull to stop the primary, use that soft squad matching zone to make sure it gets guarded. Other zones probably won't take it away as consistently as that soft squad. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a double corner out, stem down corner out, or a regular corner. Whether it's a flood concept, it's just a corner out on that side. Soft squad zone, man up the pull route, easy every single time. Alright, so there you see it, a complete guide how to play 10 times better defense here in Madden 26. Talk about a lot of different things. I mean, comment down below any questions that you have, but this is one of the best videos I posted on defense in a long time because it gives you a great opportunity to play defense however you want. We talked about zone coverage, we talked about how to make your man coverage ready, we talked about how to stop the run. Anything you need to do on defense was covered in this video. So I'd really appreciate if you hit that like button, subscribe for more daily videos and shorts just like this. And if you want to know how to run the new best defense here in Madden 26, click at this video right here on the screen where I go to the nickel wide crazy instant glitch blitz. I'll see you on the next video though. Peace.